Song of the Greys. He wrote another book.
It doesn't cost you nothing. Hit that like button, my people. I greatly appreciate just to get the algorithm up. Just come on, please hit that like button. Thank you.
2010, entitled Grey Aliens and the Harvesting of Souls. Now, to discuss these books, I'm joined today by two of Nigel's researchers, Danielle Silverman. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you.
And Professor John Biggerstaff. Welcome, John.
Hello, Richard. Given this scenario and what Nigel was hypothesizing, is that really in the same way that I mess with organisms on place, that these guys were messing with us as a species, really looking for advantageous genetics. They only care about whether they can mess with our genes more efficiently. And it turns out that the molecule melanin, actually, when we mess with genetics and stuff, one of the ways in which we can do it is to use things like ultraviolet light to actually splice the genes in the cells and actually alter the genetics, or to get things things we put in to actually take, so that we can almost microsurgically implant them in the cells. The thing is, if these cells have got a lot of melanin in them, it's a dark pigment, it tends to absorb that light and diffract it and turn it into vibrations, etc. And then the light just doesn't get where it's really supposed to go. And after it's deliberately put in there.
Right.
But there is a special, do you want to explain the special about melanin and how it protects the cell with DNA inside the nucleus? That's very important.
Part of the reason you can't do these experiments, where there's a lot of melanin around, the melanin actually in a lot of people, in black people, it's actually spread out through the skin, it spreads out through the cells and covers everything from the actions of the
But there's no doubt in people with higher melanin, natural higher melanin, that it's far more likely that melanin will be coating the nucleus, the cell wall of the nucleus of DNA. And the point about that is that ultraviolet light, which is often used to splice DNA, is blocked by that melanin. It absorbs it. It doesn't allow it in to interfere with the DNA. And it could well be, and this is Nigel's thesis, that this was a blocker for them when they were trying to genetically alter the species. And therefore, when maybe just out of random mutation, something like an albino came along, they discovered, wow, we can get straight in. And it may well be that the paler-skinned nation, people on the Earth, maybe have that pale skin because of this genetic experimentation to make things easier for them to work on human DNA. And in fact, Professor Steve Jones argues that this thing about vitamin D being, pale skin being there to allow vitamin D to be absorbed and so on, all these theories about why pale skin happened in the first place, he believes it's not an adequate explanation. There is no real explanation or justification for the need for pale skin at all.
Yeah, because I think
dark skin is always an advantage in every circumstance.
Because most people would just automatically assume, well, they went to live in the north where there's less sun, so therefore their skin changed colour. Yeah, but that's not the case.
According to Professor Steve Jones, an eminent professor of biology, that is absolute nonsense.
Right. Okay.
There's just no reason at all for pale skin.
You would want to absorb more light. Why would we lose hair if we came to a colder climate, etc.?
Yeah.
So obviously something's wrong with that idea.
Right. All right. And Nigel contends that the white races, the more northern European races, have probably had the most interference from this outside entity called the grey alien.
Yeah, and he doesn't say that. It's very important to say he doesn't say that from the point of view of a kind of reverse racism.
Right.
It's just he's letting us know that, right, that's there, we may need to do something about it, and maybe suggesting ways that we could do something about it. And if you look at the record of the European nations throughout history, in terms of colonialism, imperialism, and what the havoc they've wreaked on the world, makes the point.
Makes the point. If you look at the European race history, the violence, the characteristics, and what they have done through time since they have been on the planet, even what they have done to each other, just them alone by themselves. Well, and then you look at the psychological state, you look at the genetic state of them. Why are they this way? Why are they like this? This is why I told you the number one thing that they keep us away from is anatomy. The number one thing they keep us away from is our genetic makeup. And guess what? They can't keep you away from it. You gotta not want to study it. Once you start to study it, once you started looking into, that's why I recommend neurology, biology, physics, chemistry. I recommend that to start to study. I recommend that wholeheartedly to study, my brothers and sisters. And once you start to see that, you start to study that, you will eat differently, you start thinking differently, you start moving differently, and more importantly, the fear is instantaneously gone. It's gone. You need to keep me in fear in order for you to manipulate me. You need to keep me in fear in order for me to stay in the conditions that you want me in. But I'm not going to be in fear because I understand thermodynamics. I understand I don't die. I have to be in my mind. You have to put that in my mind in order for me to believe it.
The blue-eyed white races that put
Yeah.
their finger on the nuclear. Well, I mean, what about China? Because he mentions the Chinese as well, doesn't he? He says that they've had significant intervention. Is that, am I right there?
Everybody.
That's
It-
right.
it- it-
Yes,
it's-
there's been interception all across the board. They found ways of doing it, but the most efficient way to do it is on cell nucleuses that aren't protected by the melanin shield. That's just the most efficient, easiest way to do it.
Boom.